Learn how to assemble your triptychs in Photoshop. The first thing you want to do is what I've already done here, which is to copy the 3 photos you want for your triptych into their own folder. A reminder how to do that, assuming you have a folder full of images and have not already done it, is that you'll hold down the control key and just click the 3 images that you want from all of your different images so they're selected. You'll see them off on the right, and then you're just going to right click on any one of them, go to copy to, and go down to the bottom and hit choose folder, and from there you can go make a new folder and copy them to their own unique folder. Otherwise this won't work. So if you've not already done it, pause the video and do that now. Once you're done, you should just have your 3 photos in their own folder, and then you're just going to go over to Photoshop and open it up, and we're going to go to File, Automate, and Contact Sheet 2. Up on the top, you're going to hit Choose, and you are going to go to your folder and choose the folder. Underneath Documents, you're going to put in the following settings. For your width, you're going to put in 10.5. For your height, you're going to put in 2.5. Where it says flatten layers, you're going to deselect flatten layers so that each layer is going to show up individually rather than squishing it all into its own image. That's going to let us edit each one individually so that they match up. Under thumbnails, you're going to choose 3, and under rows, you're going to choose 1. You're going to deselect use auto spacing. And for vertical, you're going to type 0.25. Just going to put in 0.25 inches. And for horizontal, you're going to put 0.1. And if font is selected under use file name as caption, you're going to deselect it. So my suggestion is to just pause this video right here. Go through and copy what I've done here into your own selections and make sure it matches up. Now, I should say this is assuming you have taken your pictures horizontally. These are the settings for a horizontal triptych. If you took your pictures vertically, I will go over those settings in a minute. So pause the video and make sure you have settings for your horizontal triptych that match up to this. And once you're done, hit OK. And it should go and do all the work for you, just like it did in other projects. Now, the nice thing about not having it merge the layers is you will see them over here, and it will let us edit each one separately. In order to know exactly which layer I'm on, what I like to do is I go over to my Move tool on the very top, and I make sure Show Transform Controls is selected. And what that means is, if I click on an image, I'll see a box around it, and it will automatically select the one I want to change. So let's just say I want to turn my middle image black and white. I'm just going to click on it, and I'll see over on my Layers tab that it's highlighted. And then I'm going to go to my Adjustments layers. You can either choose from here, or you can go to the half black, half white circle on the bottom, and I'm going to choose whatever adjustment I want. In this case, I'm going to choose the gradient map. Now, when I click it, what's going to happen is 2 of my 3 pictures turn black and white. Because what you'll see here is the dandelion is on the top, and then the gradient map is here, and the gradient map is going to turn everything black and white that is underneath it. So it's changing both these layers. But I just want the middle layer. So what's key on this particular project is I'm going to reopen that adjustment layer by double clicking the icon. And what you want to do this time is click this little button here. If you hover on it, it says this adjustment affects all layers below. If I click it, it's going to tell you that this adjustment only affects the one. It clips onto the layer under it, which means it's only going to affect the one under it. So that way, it's only that one. Let's just say I want to now adjust the levels on this to brighten it up a little bit to match the one on the left. Well, I'll do the same thing. I'll go to my levels adjustment, and when I change it, if I don't click that button, it's going to change all my levels because it's sitting on the top here and it's going to change everything under it. I'm just going to click that button, and now I can kind of brighten up that image a little bit, and it's only going to affect the layer on the right. So the order of your adjustments plus this button makes a really big difference. Now, once I'm done, I'm just going to go to File, Save a Copy, and I'm going to change it to a JPEG and save it into my folder and turn it in. Now, let's just say you took all your pictures vertically. So I'll go back to Bridge and show you. I have moved 3 vertical pictures into their own folder. So because they're vertical, their settings are going to be different. Step 1, move your pictures into their own folder in Bridge. Step 2 is still to go to Photoshop and go back to File and go back to Automate and go to Contact Sheet. If you have already done your triptych, you can pause. There's no new information from this point forward. If you have done a vertical one, I will show you the settings. I'm going to go to Choose. I'm going to choose my vertical folder with my 3 pictures. Now, if I'm working on a Mac, if you're on a PC, you will not necessarily see these 3 pictures. It's fine. Just make sure you already know from Bridge that your pictures are in the right place. And you're going to hit Open. And then the settings are different because the pictures are vertical. So for the vertical pictures, under Width, you're going to choose 2.5. Under Height, you're going to choose 10. You're going to make sure Flatten Layers is deselected. Down on the bottom, you're going to choose 1 column and 3 rows because your orientation is different. You're going to make sure Use Auto Spacing is deselected. And then you're going to go in, and for vertical, you're going to type in 0.15. And for horizontal, you're going to type in 0.25. And again, if the font is selected, you're going to deselect it. So 2.5 width, 10-inch height, deselect Flatten Layers, 1 column, 3 rows, a vertical of 0.15, a horizontal of 0.25, and deselect font. What I suggest is pause this video here and then do your work and just copy in these settings into your project before you hit OK. Assuming you're done that, I'm going to hit OK, and it's going to do the same thing as before. It's going to automatically put my pictures in the right order. I'm going to go to my top tool over here and make sure Show Transform Control button is clicked so that I can edit each of these individually. So for example, on this one, remember you're trying to create something where all 3 images look like they're meant to be together. This bottom image is a lot grayer than these top 2. So I'm going to change the levels on it. So I'm going to click the picture I want to affect. And this time I'm going to go to Levels. You can go to any of the adjustment layers. But the trick again is to check this little icon right here. What that means, it's going to clip this and only affect the layer under it. So that when I make my adjustments and I kind of darken up the dark end on this, it's only changing the one picture. And what I'm trying to do is kind of match up so it looks like it kind of belongs with the other one. So I'm messing with the contrast on that. Again, if I don't select this, it's going to change everything. So I only want to select that. I'm going to make sure that's clipped on. Once I've made any adjustments to my 3 pictures, again, just go in, hit File, Save a Copy, and you're going to save it as a JPEG and go to your folder, save it there, and turn that in. If I went too fast, again, just go back in the video, pause on the screens with the settings, and make sure you've done it right. So just close it and restart again if it doesn't look quite right. And there you go. You now have a triptych.